Good day watchers, and welcome to another film review tonight. Tonight I've been watching a film called Dead Space Downfall. What I'm going to do is watch both movies, review both films. So I'm going to watch this, do a review. Now I've watched this, I'm going to do a review right now, and then I'm going to review the next one when I watch that next. So that Downfall is a 2008, I've seen this film before, I really liked it the first time. 2008, I can't believe it's that far back. It's directed by Chuck Patton, starring Nika Futterman, Bruce Boxer-Niner. So it's an animated film that was released in 2008, 75 minutes. It's not a very long film. Box office of 2.66 million. So it's a prequel to Dead Space, which I do like that game. I remember the first time I played it in 2009. I think it was. Must have been 2009. I played it. It was freaky as heck, man. Freaky as heck. Dead Space Downfall takes place in the year 2508. Centuries after humanity narrowly avoided extinction due to resource depletion by cracking plans to extract their resources in a 3-year process. The story begins during the second year of an illegal mining operation on the planet Aegis 7, founded by the Church of Unitology. Colony geologist Jennifer Burrows discovers a Manowar-like artifact identified as a marker. Objects scared to the universe belief. In reality, the marker is a human copy of an alien objects to begin to have a fatal influence on the colony, eventually causing an outbreak of reanimated corpses referred to outside the movie as a necromorphs. Downfall details how the marker's infection reached overcame the Ishimura, told through the eyes of a number of Aegis 7 miners and Ishimura crew members. The film opens with a video message that secure. I won't read the whole story because there's no point. So anyway, the film does open up with a video message from Security Chief Elisa Vincent, saying that the Shima rumor is lost. Both the ship is lost, and both the ship and marker that caused its fall must be destroyed. So no, they find this like artifact, this big freaking thing, and they take it back to the ship. Of course, people on the mining facility start to end up getting killed and stuff. This film is so good. This film is quite good. When I watch it, I think to myself, this would make a great live action film. And John Carpenter did say a while back that he loves to make this film. Now just imagine a Dead Space video movie. I mean, what can go wrong? I mean, it's there to be. The blueprints are there to make a good film. I mean, I watch and think myself, this would make a great live action film, but the film itself is great. The film is great. It's violent. It's definitely not Vikings. It's made by manga too, which is cool. And the animation is really good. It kind of like combines animated drawings to computer generated effects. Certain parts. So anyway, there's like an outbreak on the ship. People on the surface get killed, and people on the ships because one guy gets. No, what happens is that there's some guy on this what was it? They're in this like shit. These two guys are these, and of course they end up landing inside the facility. And of course, when they go in, one of the characters starts to see things. He's acting a bit. I can't remember what happens to the character. I think he just vanished. He goes in. One of the other characters goes in. There's like blood everywhere. There's these weird things growing on the corridor and stuff. These weird stuff. And then this woman pops out from nowhere, and she kills herself. And for some reason, she cuts the neck or so, and for some reason, he takes the body back to the ship, which is odd because I think what's that boy? She's dead now. What's the point of that? But then so it follows them onto the ship. It's like it looks like an alien kind of life form, but it's like a parasite. I'd say it's a parasite. It's ugly. It's like a stingray. It looks like a kind of flying stingray, and it goes onto the ship. Problem is, it can actually reanimate the corpse into like the Walking Dead, but more full on ferocious. Really, something else you never seen before. I remember the video game and it was really scary. I remember the video game was scarier. It was really good. It's like a cross between Aliens, The Thing, and Event Horizon. Combine all of them, you got this, you know, it's just quite a scary ass, you know, story. Because you think to yourself, these things can actually reanimate a dead body, and then become something else, some kind of psychotic alien life form that's just terrifying. So you die, and then this thing just comes out, this parasite, whatever it is. The guy ends up bringing the thing onto the ship because he gets killed by the girl in it, who becomes a walking dead, whatever, alien thing, and then he gets, you know, so he gets killed, and of course now you got like people on the ship are like killing you know, committing murders and stuff. There's like murders going off on the ship and all that. There's like carnage on the ship, people are getting killed, and of course that thing comes on board and starts to reanimate the corpses, and it's like loads of them on the ship, and you meet a main character called, I can't remember what's character from Chief Elisa Vince, who's a complete badass, and she's like a tough ass female character who becomes the main character in the film, and it's really good. Really enjoyed this movie. It's violent. It's very violent. You meet these other characters, you have to survive on this shit. There's one character that goes completely mentally crazy, you know, it's like I ain't played the game for ages, but I know it was freaky as heck. Especially when you wear that suit and stuff like that, you got that gun, and oh man, the game was excellent. So anyway, one of the characters goes crazy. One character, this scene was quite nasty. That scene where this girl, she's part of the group, right? She has these like blue hair. And she's first of all, it's like they're all, you know, killing all these. They're in this like room with all these like plants, or whatever. Next minute, you see always there's the reanimated corpses attacking. The next minute, you see this like baby one, this freaky little baby thing, and it's freaky as heck. And the one who's going a bit nuts, he gets attacked by it, kills it, and then the girl in is kind of helping him out, and then he kills her. And you think, oh, that is screwed up. That is effing screwed up, because she helps him out, and he completely destroys her. Just sticks the thing right through this light. It's this heat thing that's like, it's in the game. Yeah, it's like this heat thing. Like it's like a bit like a lightsaber. Just cuts her in half. And of course, the film's got some. You mean it's like there's different types of these aliens. There's small ones. There's the massive ones. They're huge. The film's got some nasty ass death scenes. I was just like, Jesus Christ. Pretty nasty. I do remember the game, and I remember it being pretty creepy as heck. Yeah, it was pretty just, you know, nasty. The game was. I remember about 2009 when I played it. I was really liked it. Of course, now they've remade it now, so that's gonna be cool. I'm looking forward to that. Hope they do the same with the other games. I heard the third one's not very good. I did play the demo to that, 2000, I can't remember when it was, 2012. Can't remember when it was, it was a while back. So yeah, I remember the demo coming out. So yeah. So anyway, so some of the characters do start getting murdered in this, slaughtered and sliced and diced in this movie. So yeah. So the ship is actually overrun by these creatures, and of course then anyway, so it takes place just before the video game when you land onto the ship. And yeah, I've got to play that game again because I did like it. I thought it was creepy as heck. So yeah, okay, right. So so the ending part kind of confused me what happened, but so that's the way I'm. So yeah, really liked it. So yeah, so anyway, the animation is good. I love the animation. I thought the only thing I didn't like about it's not long enough. It's a problem. It should be like an hour and a half. This is like 1 hour 40 minutes. It's like not long enough, but for the amount of time it has, it does a good job at, you know, adding a lot of stuff in it to explain the whole story. And so yeah, the reason I want to give this film. Okay, so I liked it. I did like it though. So I like the animation. I like the characters. The animation is top notch. The violence is good. It's very violent for an animated film. It's very violent. The characters are good. The voice actors are good. They do a good job. I think one of the characters does some of the Star Wars characters' voices, the Clone Wars. I'm sure it is. Pretty sure the captain in it plays the captain. So yeah. So the main one I like. So the rating I'm going to give this film is 4 out of 5. So yeah, so 4 out of 5 for Dead Space Downfall. Definitely worth watching. One of a good violent animated film. So yeah. So anyway, going on to the next review is the next Dead Space film. Alright, my second review of the Dead Space film is Dead Space Aftermath. This film is a 2011 movie directed by. Well, let's see who it's directed by. It's directed by Mike Diza or Diza, whatever. Christopher Judge, who's on Stargate. Peter Woodward. Ricardo Chivari and Kurt Cornelius. So this film the movie serves as a prequel to Dead Space 2. The story follows the interrogation of all the survivors from the USG O'Bannon, who were sent to the remains of the planet Aegis. Is it Aegis? Yeah. 7 to investigate the fate of the colony, discovering a fragment on an artifact called Marker, which triggers an outbreak of reanimated mutated courses dubbed necromorphs. This takes place after Dead Space 2, of course, and the first Dead Space film. Now, I really enjoyed this battle. I really enjoyed it. So at the beginning it's CG animated, the film, and I was watching it thinking to myself, oh god. And it was kind of distracting because when I watched the first one, it was like manga animation, but it's actually manga this one too. So, but when they start getting each character starts getting interrogated, each character, and of course, and one character keeps seeing his daughter so all the time, so he goes a bit mental. But anyway, they start interrogating each of the characters, then it goes into animated, not CG animated, but normal animated, which I prefer. It's a lot better. The CGI is not the best, but it's not the worst I've ever seen. But it's just like, you know, it's not like Toy Story quality, whatever. But the animation, when it's like drawn animation, it looks really good. When they start telling the story, and of course, they end up finding a fragment of the artifact that looks like a massive like thing. They find a bit of it, but it's kind of indestructible. Almost. It's got some crazy ass monsters in it. So anyway, they end up releasing some. This guy starts to like trying to bring the dead back to life, artifact thing. And of course, that's what happens. Is they bring it back to life. Problem is, they bring something else too. They bring danger to the ship too, and it's gory too. It's really gory. This film is. I forgot about this film actually. I haven't seen this film for a while. The second one, but I saw the first one. I really liked it. I have seen this one before, but I completely forgot about the CG animated, the normal animation, which I prefer. It looks better. So anyway, after when they start being interrogated, telling their story, so each character starts getting, some of the characters start to get executed by the people that who take them on the ship, of course. And yeah, you got the typical kind of like crazy you know, the bad guy in the film. Isn't very friendly, of course. It's got some great monsters. When you see the monsters, you see like these massive ones, and you see it's like a different time, especially the baby one, which is kind of, you know, it's kind of creepy. But I did like the animation. I thought it was really well done. I thought the voice acting was spot on too. The planet blows up. That was on the first. Then the planet starts to blow up that they go to, of course, where they find the artifact, and of course, so they have to go to the planet because it's fallen to pieces. The planet, it's ready to blow up, of course. So they have to end up going there to try holding it all together, of course. It doesn't really go to plan, and then their ship gets damaged by the blast from the planet, of course. And then one of the characters decides to go, you know what, I think I'll try bringing the dead back to life. Smart idea. Of course, when he does, some characters start to get killed, and then he sees other monsters, different type of monsters, of course. Not very friendly. I prefer the first one because it was a lot more gory, a lot more, you know, disturbing. This had some really pretty creepy, for an animated film, pretty creepy. They've got to make a film on the Dead Space. I sit and watch the film, I think, just imagine a live action film like this with practical effects, like The Thing, and psychological horror. Oh my! I swear to God, these games, these films, whatever, game, whatever, have a blueprint for a really good horror film from a video game, and that's what kind of annoys me, because I'm a bit surprised they haven't thought about doing a Dead Space movie, live action. I don't get it, because it's a blueprint for a really good scary movie. If it's done right, it's scary, great. Not Resident Evil, like action and, you know, that kind of... I mean psychological horror where, you know, characters have to survive any way necessary to survive. And there's a blueprint here to make a really good... I mean, John Carpenter saying, oh my dude, you know, if anyone wanted to do it, I mean, that would be great. As long as it's not like all CGI, you know, I want to see tension, scary, you know, characters going nuts, and psychological horror at the same time, like this thing. And oh my God, I don't want to just see action. I want to see a scary movie that I would just think, oh, this film is scary. A film that is watching it, you know, that was terrifying. You know, I wait a while before I watch it again. Stuff like just freakish shit you've ever seen in a movie. So yeah, really good film, but it's still a good film though. I liked it. It's not as good as the first one, because the first one was more kind of like full on gory and nasty, but this is still gory, really gory. Well, the first one was just full on crazy. So yeah. So anyway, they like the monsters get loose on the ship, of course, and then survivors on the ship, and they have to somehow find a way to destroy the artifact, of course. Which is cool, of course. Just show the artifact you kill the monsters in it. So the way it is, Caesar. The monsters have got a weakness, so that's the artifact, which is only a bit of piece, but some of the characters... So the bit of piece is still enough to make some of the characters go a bit wacky around the head, wacky. Go a bit wacky, you know. So yeah, I really liked it. I thought the ending part was pretty good too, so yeah. So, I kind of hope they did a sequel to this, but I don't know. So what I disliked about it is still kind of like the first was short film, but it's longer than the first film was. It is longer. CG animated was a bit, you know, thinger, but yeah, it's not a big problem. It's just one of those things. It looked a bit weird because I watched the first one. I thought, oh, animated manga animation, but then the first part of certain parts of the film was CG animatedness. What I liked about it, I love the manga. I love the animation. You know, some of that. You know, when he starts telling the story, some of the characters start telling the story. Has some creepy ass, you know, creepy moments. There's guts in this film. And it's an enjoyable movie. I really enjoyed it. So yeah. So the rating I'm going to give this film is a 3.5 out of 5. I really like it. Still a good film, still worth watching. It's just the animation was a bit CGI, was a bit, you know, and it wasn't quite as, you know, I think as the first one. But I really liked it. So yeah. And it was longer too, a bit longer, not a massive amount longer, but actually the credits are actually almost as long as the film itself. It's weird. So yeah, 3.5 out of 5 for Dead Space Aftermath. Still a good film though, definitely worth watching. If you want it in your collection, have it in your collection. Good science fiction, horror, animated movies. So yeah, good stuff though. So any people, there's my 2 reviews. The first one got a 4 out of 5, and the second one got 3.5, which is still a good film. Really enjoyed it. So yeah, good voice actor. The voice actor's spot on too. So yeah. So many people want to go off now. Maybe subscribe to the channel. Hopefully they make a movie on those. I don't know if they will, but there's like a good blueprint there straight away. You know, the ideas over there anyway. So many people want to go off now. Remember to subscribe to the channel. Have a nice day. Have a nice week. Look at yourself. And remember to subscribe to this channel. Have a nice week. And anyway, enjoy the video. And hopefully you subscribe to my channel. And thank you very much for watching this video. Thank you. Bye.